Yeah, I did feel a bit off about that match and that scenario on that show. We were working away in the match, and it got to a point where I had to go to the top rope to try and deliver this double axe handle. And because I'm the bad guy, I get caught out, and I get a move delivered to me as I land on my feet. Basically, as I've jumped and gone to land on my feet, my left knee's just buckled in on me completely. It was, I'd definitely say, the worst pain I've ever felt. Instantly tore my ACL and my meniscus on my right side of my knee. And yeah, that was it. I knew instantly, as soon as it happened, as soon as my feet touched the floor, I knew that it was wrong. Because you feel uneasy, and then like, I felt the movement. My knee basically just went like that. It was upsetting. Do you know what I mean? I was disappointed in myself, and yeah, I guess yeah, it just hurt. Do you know what I mean? I've had a whole sort of time period where I've had to like figure out what I'm gonna do next, and like how just finding out how injured I am took like a month and a half, 2 months. So that's like, do you know what I mean? That's 2 months worth of like wrestling that I've missed out on, 2 months worth of like wrestling money that I've missed out on. Not that it's loads of money, but when you've been pushing for that to become like your main source of income, that's a real kick in the teeth. Because I'd got to the point where I was like turning away graphic design work because I was like, oh no, I can't. I'm going away wrestling for 2 weeks, and people were fine with it, but they don't often come back to you after you've turned them away once, you know. So I had to go through a whole process of like trying to get my client base back for the graphics. You know, when I found out how bad the injury was, and just trying to get used to not being able to do things that I could do before. Like, I'd go to training and like not join in, but I'd watch and like, sort of try and keep my mind in wrestling, and like I'd give people feedback like I kind of do at Grapple now and stuff like that, and try and I guess like coach my way through the injury. When I started to get my mobility back a little bit during like rehab and stuff like that, I'd like started trying to do like little drills classes, and I could tell it wasn't right, but it was just it's overall, I guess the summation is it's a really frustrating thing to happen. Just knowing what was coming in the coming months and stuff like that. Just try and get your hips up to past the head, basically. All right. That's it. Arm round the head. That's the important thing. Whoop. You okay?
Yeah.
All right. One more time. That wasn't a bad effort. Good, there you go. Well done. Yeah, you definitely have people who come in with sort of preconceived opinions of how they want to be as a wrestler, which is totally fine. Like, it's much better to come in with ideas than just come in and be like, I think I want to be a wrestler, I don't really know. The problem that some people have when they first start wrestling is they think that they know better than what certain people are telling them. I'm very big on like getting basics right and doing the easy thing well. But some people, both in rugby and wrestling or whatever, don't really matter what sport you're playing, some people will always be of the idea of, well, yeah, but that's easy, teach me how to do the hard stuff. And I think that it is important to get like a good level base of like most things. You need to be able to fly a little bit, you need to be able to work mat wrestling a little bit, and you need to be able to do all these different styles of wrestling. Just have like a good base knowledge of them. Before I picked up the injury, I had a full calendar up until like October, and that was like unheard of. Like I I pretty much went month to month getting bookings as they came, but at the start of this year I'd almost filled like half of the year. Do you know what I mean? I had a real good bulk of work coming in, so I could almost like, I'd started working out in my diary how much money I was going to get like per month sort of thing. 2016 was a great year for David Graves. I finished it off with winning the Grapple British Wrestling Championship. All right, I defeated the pound for pound best CJ Banks at Fibbers in York, and it was probably the best night of my life so far. Looking forward, 2017 is going to be the biggest year for British wrestling. So many great things going on. So many great things for great people are happening. Do you know what? A little bit selfishly, I want great things to happen for me, and I want great things to happen for Grapple. So, I'm going to put a challenge out there. A challenge out there to anybody, and I mean anybody, in British wrestling, who wants to step in the ring with me. I don't care how big you are, how strong you are, how much of a reputation you've got for laying people out in this ring. I have never backed down from a challenge in my entire life, and I'm not about to start now. My name is David Graves. I'm the grafter. Come at me.
I started training in April 2012 at Grapple Wrestling in Leeds, and I picked up a tag team championship there when I was doing their training school shows, and then went on to win the Grapple British Championship, which was probably like one of my biggest achievements. And then gone on to sort of wrestle for other promotions around the Yorkshire area, as well as working on the holiday camps with Mega Slam and like the Butlins resorts with NGW. It's been good so far. It's been really good. 2017, I think I wrestled something like 220 matches or something daft like that. So it's been good to get that amount of experience under my belt, sort of this relatively early on in my career.
My name is Matt. I'm 29 years old. My character is Ace Matthews, and I am actually David Graves' tag team partner and therefore best friend. We were training together at NGW and we were practicing a lot of things together. We were getting on quite well, and then we worked. We had a match against each other for NGW on a proving ground in Ormskirk, where Dave won. But from then, they just liked the way we worked together, I think, and we put together as a tag team. I mean, we were talking about doing that sort of thing anyway. We were called Team Sports. For ages, we couldn't think of the sort of tag team that we wanted, what sort of name we wanted to have. Dave was doing a bit of a rugby player sort of gimmick at the time. I have always been big into sports. I trained as a PE teacher. I used to be a football coach. So it made sense to go down the sort of sports route. And then for ages, we were with another of our friends, just referring to ourselves as Go Team Sports because it was a ridiculous name. Ended up debuting as Go Team Sports, and now we're known as Team Sports, or up here, Ace Athletic, with a couple of other guys into our squad.
HPC's first, so these ruined the system. The machine is failing.
Okay, very quickly, what we're going to do, we're going to put the camera on you guys briefly because this show is being taped to be seen all over the world.
I'm coming at you. Now you get your drag.
Benji,
Over the next sort of 18 months, I'll get back in the ring and hopefully be good at it again. And then beyond that, I guess, is like trying to chase up connections with like bigger wrestling companies that I've like had or heard of, and just trying to, I don't know, create like a good body of work, you know, so that something that I can look back on and like be proud of. Like there's stuff that I've done last year and like the year before that I am really proud of, but I know that I can do better. So just trying to progress and be as good as I think I can be is what I'm going to try and do.